Hello everyone, welcome back to Cloud's Fortresscraft Frozen Factory. Now, last episode our particle filtration looked like this, and now our particle filtration looks like that. Added another, what is that, a gas storage, another compressor, 8 more filters, I think. I don't really remember what was there before. But even with all of that, we take a look at our freeze-on. Wah wah. Still empty. In fact, there's some of these empty. Oh, mostly empty. Mostly full. Full. That one's full. That one's full. So, yeah, there's a shortage. Even with everything that I've added. So, yeah, no big deal. We'll add a couple more particle filters. We've got spaces. We've got space for another compressor on the other side of that. Not really a big deal. I've also modified my transport line a little bit for the bars because they were smelting so fast that one matter mover could not put them all into the mass storage at once. So now we've got 2 in-out ports moving everything along. I don't remember if I had finished this or not, but I pretty much set it up the same exact way as the other one on the right. The only difference with the one on the right, however, is there's now a cargo lift down here. Almost empty, in fact. So we could fall down here, but instead I'm going to take a teleporter because I went ahead and set that up figuring I would have to come down there a few more times. And before we take off, I want to hop on up here, see how we're doing on these. Oh, we're doing pretty good actually. The one we're doing short on is the molybdenum ones, not because we are out of molybdenum itself, it's just all the precursor materials are a little slow to make. But I've got them kind of offset. So I've got 2 setups for magnetic and chromed. On the first setup, the chromed gets priority. On the second setup, the magnetic gets priority. That way, I can hop on one, get a good number, and then hop on the other setup and even that number out. Because unless I'm gone for a very long time, they don't all fill up. And I try not to be gone that long because I don't want it to actually fill up. I want it to keep producing stuff. Like those pipes. We need lots more heat conducting pipes. Alright. Let's plug Arthur in and go check out the new little ore stash that I dug up. And I can even go inside using my old teleporter to where ore used to be dug up. For a pretty long time, actually. We had 2 T4 veins that were pretty large here. We had nickel, titanium, gold, and we even left a lot of it where it was. It's taking unusually long to load. I don't understand why. There's not much down here. But here's the end of that shaft. I've also set up a teleporter here to get out easily. We have mass storage, of course, leading all the way over to here. Now he's full. He can fill up before that bulk lift can make a round trip, which is good. 4 million ore left in there. Mark III trencher on there. That'll last us quite a while, hopefully. And that was basically my whole plan. I've got one dug. Now the next one will be far simpler because I don't have to bring power down. Now this power is coming down from the batteries from the smelter up top. So if the smelters up there are working and taking all the power, granted this won't work, but I have yet to have that problem. So to advance this, all I have to do is dig. I don't know if it's this way or this way, but I'll figure it out. I'll just keep going. And then I'll put more elevator or cargo lift shafts going up. And I just use the auto excavators to dig those. It's not like I dug it all myself. I just dug one line down with power, brought a bunch of nano disintegrators, cleared everything out. I had a pretty clear path anyway because I had already dug a path down to make room for the geothermal pipes. So my plan is to add a few more cargo lifts. I'm not sure how many, but they're going to be spread out, and they're going to be set up so I don't have a bunch of lifts just waiting around to deliver their payload. We've also got a pretty large couple of veins here. I mean, this titanium is just massive. And we're starting to uncover some more things. Some more stuff and things. Now, I did say I wasn't really going to branch out back down here for ore, but I think instead of digging past the magma again, it would be easier if I spread out a little bit and looked for more ore where I've already been. Because I just kind of went down instead of going out and around and looking. I just went down further. And this time, instead of having to keep going down further, I'm going to branch out, like I said, a little bit. I built 80-something of these work floor excavators so that I don't have to worry about not having any more, I guess. I don't know. Why else would you build such a ridiculous amount of these things? Mostly because I want to be able to work on several different areas at the same time with excavating. It's the only thing I have to do to kill time. And if I want to add more ore and lifts and all of that stuff, we need more space cleared out. Of course, you could always do it manually, but I like to set those up and then take off. Unless you miss your teleporter horribly like I just did. And this teleporter pad leads me right to my main bank of teleporters. So you've got to go. And right here where I can deposit stuff. And of course feed my little Minoc. It's the most well-fed Minoc in all the land. Resin do I have up here? A little while ago resin was a big problem, but I've been diligent in feeding him excessively. And like I said, he's being fed like 2 ore every 30 seconds automatically. My quarries are still working good. I've had to move it, but I showed everything that I did with that. Or they're working well. I don't know. I haven't covered this up yet, and it shaved the top of my head off twice. But I don't know. Something about that just looks really cool when they're all firing at the same time. I kind of want to keep it. Gotta admit it. So, as far as the particle filtration goes, I know I was going 5 high. But it's so much easier to do 4 or 6. So my next stage of work, I think, I'm going to try to clear out some of this stuff all the way up here. And I think the best way to do that is find somewhere I can borrow power off of that has a good amount of power coming. You know what I could also do? I can take it right off of here. So I want to start about here, I think. I might have to clear out a little bit by myself, but I'm going to shave off the top layer of all of this. I'm going to probably rework some of these powers. Like this one here is only powering one, and I found that one transmitter can power two of these really easily, as long as you put a battery in between two of them. Although not likely I'm going to be taking down anything. I'm probably just going to try to add on top of it. I'm kind of mixed about how this looks with all the pipes and all of that. I mean, it kind of looks industrial, sure. Maybe that's how it's supposed to look, but I just don't like how the pipes have to be so ruggedly one-directional. You know, it's either a straight or a curve, and it goes one direction. Why can't we have, like, slides? You know, I connect from here to, like, the top with a straight line instead of having to go over and then down. I don't know. It looks too, I don't know, unprofessional. Like if a child were to develop a factory, that's how their pipes would look. Like there was no pre-planning done in the engineering. I don't know. I know personally that you can bend a pipe more than two ways. That's just all I'm saying. So I'm going to gather some more blocks, complain to myself a little bit more about how this looks, clear out some of the business up here. I don't even know what you would call all the debris that now makes up the roof of my cavern. And I forgot I made two of these. Why would I only have one of you working? So we'll put you there. And I will be eventually making a ceiling of some sort. And I think I'll make it glass, just because glass ceilings are always fun. Let's bring you out to about there. This is just a catwalk that I can get rid of later. It's going to help me get around up here. Did I just destroy some of it? No, I didn't. Okay. And of course I need to put a battery down. Not there though, but I need to put a battery there. There we go. So there you have it. That's how I'll be doing this for a little while, and I'll come back when we've got quite a bit done. And we are back. Now, at some point I had kind of abandoned these 4 lifts, and I thought, well, instead of going through all the work of digging out all these new lifts, I'm going to repurpose these. So they are all down to the same level of this lift back here. You know, the one that's on that 4.2 million chromium. So now we have all 4 of these lifts pulling out nothing but chromium. And it took maybe, I don't know, 2 minutes of that for the balance to completely shift. Which is good. Because now we've got a whole lot of chromed machine blocks. And a whole lot of the magnetic machine blocks. Not only down there, but we're almost full up here too. So, not bad. And I've collected this. This is the second time this has been full. So, about 2 hours or so of work in between. Got us all of that. I've also kind of made some room up here. We went 3 up. So now we can try to put maybe a 6th one on top of some of these. We do have a little bit more to go over here before we get to that. Oh, excuse me. But as far as materials go, we've got plenty. So I'll put them all together in between episodes. Try to get things looking a little nicer. We're going to make at least 2 more of these to try to put on top of the stacks of 5 so we can make stacks of 6. So I want 150 of these parts. I can easily make another 2 or 4 particle filters on top of that. Really, what's holding me back right now is this space. I could continue going that way, but a lot of these really need to be carved out the first 3 first. So that's why I'm building it down 3 levels that I want to go, and then beaming the laser up for the second set. If that makes any sense at all. We're starting on this level. And then after I do this level, I'll go up 3 more and do another level. But we gotta start here, otherwise I'm clearing this all out myself. So we've got a nice... plenty of room for a 6th particulate filter, and I'm not really gonna go much higher than that. Eventually I'd like to just get everything one solid roof, but that's probably not going to actually happen. We're really hurting on freeze-on still. Yeah, we're still hurting pretty badly. As in, there is none in a couple of machines. So after I get all of this nonsense up top cleared off, I'm going to add those particle filters like I said. And when we come back, next episode, hopefully we'll be done with the particle filters and we can move back towards the geothermal generators. So I appreciate you watching and I hope to see you next time.